Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Licklater here, and it's Sunday again. I'm recording this right after the episode aired in the US. This is the first time I've actually been able to watch it live since Woman Who Fell to Earth, and that's honestly been a lot of fun. But today, fourth episode of Doctor Who Series 11, Arachnids in the UK, by Chris Chibnall. That's one thing I'm a bit worried about. Chibnall has written 4 episodes this year. That's a lot. That is, really, really a lot. I know though I'm pretty sure next week we have something written by someone else, so I'm not sure who's actually writing next week. Wait, no, Chibnall's writing next week. It's the one after that. Yeah, and then I think the next time we see Chibnall, it's episode 10, who he writes, but, that doesn't really matter. We're here to talk about Arachnids in the UK. Kind of a dumb title. I'm sorry, I think Arachnids in Sheffield? I know the idea, I guess, is, it's supposed to be a reference to the Sex Pistols, apparently. Anarchy in the UK, I believe, is the song. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sorry, that's one point where I'm not the best. I don't know about the Sex Pistols. They're not exactly a band that I follow. But today we had a good episode. I also probably should really let this one ruminate. Much, I guess, more fun in tone than last week. Last week was quite dark, and we're doing Rosa Parks, so we're doing we need to do this with the level of seriousness that sort of story needs. It's one of those things that it's one of those things where the Arachnids in the UK, it's very interesting. We have, I think they were trying to go for an environmentalist message. I'm going, obviously, spoilers. Of course, if you haven't watched the episode, because I'm actually going to probably start at the end and work backwards a little bit, just because I think the ending is where we had the most problems, because the episode overall was good. The ending brings it down. This was heading for an 8. This was, on par with Rosa. Again, we've had quite a few really good episodes with some kind of rushed endings. I feel like the final scene is amazing with the TARDIS. It's really good. But the final scene with the villain is just, he kills the spider. The rest of the spiders are in the safe room. I guess that's it. There was no wrap-up, at least for me. Unless they cut out a scene in the BBC America broadcast, which I wouldn't be surprised. That's what it felt like. I felt like I had missed a scene. Is this right? Am I totally crazy? Did I miss something? Did something go weird? I don't think I did. Though it's not as bad as some other episodes have been for, just for general, in the past, it doesn't bother me as much. It's just a bit quick, and, the resolution that happened, and the resolution was nice. I just think it should have been a little bit more, mainly because it's quite a good finish. It's really good. But other than that, I'm going to move back. The villain of the episode did his villainy mostly by accident. It seemed like they were trying to set him up as almost part of me was thinking he was trying to be an analog for Donald Trump, but it almost seems like he was trying to be a criticism of, at least in my mind, and I might be completely off base with this, don't get me wrong, I could be very wrong here with what the idea was behind the villain and his motivations for the story, but he seemed almost like he was trying to be the opposite of Trump. I'm a good businessman. I take care of my waste, even though part of the point is that he doesn't. It's sort of the part of the message wanted to be environmentalist, but I don't think it went far enough. And I think one of the problems with the episode overall is just the Doctor chiding the villain for shooting the spider, I think, like the big spider, it was actually, I think that was really clever. Like, I think the implication was that the mother spider had been dying for a long time, and the story itself seems to be doing the whole mutated alligators in the sewer, but this time with spiders, and the spiders look really good. Like, I know Kill the Moon is a really bad episode, but they're, like, even better than the spiders in Kill the Moon. It's kind of a shame that they didn't do, like, some people are like, oh, is it the 8 legs? No, these are just mutated earth spiders. It's a very, oddly enough, it's a very John Pertwee-esque story overall. It feels like, sort of a mad scientist story, something that you'd find in the Pertwee era of, like, it's like science gone wrong by accident. Like, it's interesting, like, we have, a team of scientists, and they're really good. It's much better than the last time we had a team of scientists, High Pyramid at the end of the world. I'm still mad at you for not understanding how scientific measures are in place, especially in dangerous fields, but that rant I have already gone over. But that is really, really fun. Also, some other really good stuff. Just like the spider designs, I even think using the sound to attract the spiders is kind of clever, and actually a clever use of pop music. Though, and I also I love how it almost my only fear is that it felt like it came out of nowhere. Maybe there was a little mention that I missed. But also, it's fun. This episode is supposed to be a fun sci-fi adventure. It's not really trying to be too much, big and big explosive. Like, we're doing a really hard-hitting drama. But it does take enough time to do character moments, and the plot itself is driven forward by a plot. I think that's actually really, really good. This is probably the first episode of the season has done a really good job of actually doing a plot-based story, but also giving time for character moments. Like, Yasmin, we get some of her family, and they're a normal family. Yasmin isn't actually, I don't think, we get a little bit of development with her. We get kind of her relationship with her sisters. It sort of makes her feel a little more fleshed out. That really helps. Kind of a bit in places similar to Martha from Series 3, which is a shame, because she could be a very, very different character from Martha Jones, and she should be a very different character from Martha Jones. But she's better. I'm a bit annoyed that I guess it makes sense that they insinuate, like, her mother is sort of, like, trying to get her to hook up with someone. So, like, oh, is this doctor your girlfriend? Don't give the shippers fuel. I love Jodie Whittaker's doctor's response. It's like, what? Wait, what? Like, have we? It's sort of this, I don't understand the whole relationship thing. That just makes me very happy, because my position hasn't changed. I don't like the doctor being in romantic relationships with, like, characters. It's not a thing that I enjoy. I think that's dumb. I don't like the way that it gets done. I don't like the way I knew who did it. I don't like when Paul McGann kissed Grace. But Jodie Whittaker, really, really fun. Like, she is killing it as the doctor. She's really making the part her own. It's a lot of people are comparing her to Tennant, where I can see a little bit of Tennant, but I see more just the motivation by, let's see the universe. Let's go explore. Oh, here is a thing I don't understand. I want to see what that thing is and why it is. Which I think actually works. Like, they're doing sort of the man who never would thing a little bit here, which I don't like, and they're putting on the doctor doesn't use guns, which it's not really a New Who thing. I love how the doctor tried to find a humane solution to the problem. Like, it's like Chelsea realizes these spiders can't live because they are doing it. But, like, and it's actually a really clever type thing. And the villain was hammy and fun. Sometimes, and hamming it up. And you know what? It fits with the tone. they aren't doing a real horror episode. Yeah, it's horrifying if you have anachrophobia. Like, don't watch this episode if you have anachrophobia. It will get... No, arachnophobia. Anachrophobia is a Jonathan Morris novel. I'm smart. I promise. Arachnophobia, because the spiders are really, really good designs. I loved the spiders. Like, they were really good. What else is there really to say? Jodie Whittaker's amazing. I love that we took a lot of moments to... I love the cameos from Sharon D. Clarke as just sort of as a figment of Graham's imagination. I love the fact that there's this moment where we address that Ryan and Graham are actually building a relationship. Like, it bothers Ryan that his dad you referred to himself as proper family, almost assuming that Graham wouldn't be. And even though they're not there yet, I'm glad it's like we're in episode 4. We still have the rest of the season with these characters for sure. So, like, that makes me happy, just because I think that we need that. Like, let them be a good couple. But yeah, I'd probably give the episode overall probably an 8. The ending is really the only reason why it gets any points knocked down. This was a strong contender for a 9 even for me, but that ending just kind of knocks it down to an 8. First is pop music in Doctor Who for the new series that actually works in context, even though I don't really enjoy it, but still, it works.